Over to the left-hand side, you can see a list of my fee schedules that I have, and I got quite a few of them that I started setting up. In your new office key, you'll have at least a couple, like the allowable amount, and then also, I'll scroll down here, mine's down at the bottom, the standard charge, what the doctor charges. So to get started and start setting up the standard charge for the doctor, go ahead and select it. Now keep in mind, if you're a one doctor office, this is what the doctor's going to be charging. If you're 3 or 4 or 5 doctor office, but they all charge the same for each procedure code, not a problem. If they all have different standard charges, we can set that up a little bit later. But to keep it simple, let's just select the standard charge, and you can see over to the right hand side in this little box, you can have different versions of the standard charge. In fact, what this means, past and future, just means it's all encompassing. It includes all the past dates and all the future dates for the standard charge. And we'll cover that a little bit more later. All I have to do is select it, click on the details, and it opens up my standard charge screen where it has a list of all my procedure codes, at least the first 50, because as you can see when I scroll down, it only lists so many on the first page. If there's additional procedure codes, like let's say I know it goes beyond 11313, come up here and down at the bottom you can see it. I'll type it in 11313 and hit the tab key, and what it'll do is it'll pull the next list of procedure codes, or the next 50, beginning with the 11313, and then continue on sequentially. So you can see on this new page here, I've got a lot of charges to enter. Simply type in the charge here, hit your tab key, and keep going. And then once you completed entering in all your charges, just simply go ahead and click OK. Now, of course, what this does is that when you submit your claims in electronically, or you drop them to paper on your HCFA forms, it will have the standard charge, or it will have the doctor's fee next to that standard charge. Now that's pretty simplistic, isn't it? At least on the basic level. Now you can add a different version here if you want to go beyond what you have. For example, all you have to do is down at the bottom click on the Add button for the standard charge, and you can see right here the source is the standard charge. I can always delete it and click the ellipsis button and choose another if I don't want it to be the standard charge. And also the version is future and past. If there are other versions, of course, I can click on the drop down arrow, select them. But again, we're just barely starting out, so we'll leave those alone. What's the new begin date for the standard charge? Let's say it's going to be January 1st, 2007, so I'll click on it, double click on it, and it pulls up January 1st, 2007. It's going to copy the charges from the standard past and future version, and when I click OK, I'm going to have a new version that's going to begin on January 1st, 2007. However, on this new version beginning January 1st, I just emailed all my patients saying that I'm increasing my charges by, let's say, 5%, and round new amounts to the nearest dollar by checking the box, but I'll click OK. The moment I click OK, I've got two versions here. I have my current version, at least now until January 1st, 2007. And what that means is that all the patients with the data service from way back when in the early 1800s, or as far back in the past as you can go up until December 31st, will be on this current standard charge fee schedule. The moment January 1st, 2007 comes around, they'll have the new amounts here, which includes the 5% increase. So again, this is going to be based on the patient's data service. And of course, this will be in the patient demographic video when you get a chance to look at that. You can also delete your fee schedules as well. Now let's pretend that we have two doctors that we have different fee schedules. Like one doctor for the same procedure code is going to charge 100, where the other doctor would charge maybe 125. So what we can do is we can say, look, the first doctor, we'll let him have the standard charge schedule. For the second doctor, what we'll do is we'll copy the past or we'll copy the future. It doesn't really matter because we're going to have to retype over everything anyways, and then just go ahead and click on the copy button. Now this is going to be, let's say it's Dr. Bob's. That's his fee schedule for his standard charges, and it's going to be based on the past version, but again, that doesn't matter because once we click OK and it's created, then we're going to come up here where it says the type, which is charge for Dr. Bob. We'll select it, and then we'll go ahead and we'll select the default version here and click on the details. And then all you have to do for Dr. Bob is type over the amounts that were copied over from the original standard charge schedule. And this again could be 125 and so forth. So once you go ahead and make all the changes, be sure to click OK and it'll be updated. And that's what you'll keep doing, is copying for each new doctor the standard charge fee schedule. Next, as you've probably already noticed, that we do have the type of fee schedule here in this column and then the description over on the right. And you can see Dr. Bob is a standard charge and Dr. Rice has his standard charge and also Newell. But all the rest are tied to insurance carriers. It's what the insurance carrier allows a doctor to charge, like for IHC or HG or Medicare. Now, if this is a new office key for you, you won't have any of that. The only thing that you will have is the allowable. Now, this is a template that you'll never, ever want to type in any of the allowed amounts in here, because if you type it in, now remember, each insurance carrier has their own different allowed amounts. So if you type in the allowed amounts here by selecting this and clicking on the default version and click details, if you type in 125 here and then you save it and you say this is for Medicare and you click OK, and then all of a sudden you want Blue Cross Blue Shield, and then you click on the details for this, well, Blue Cross Blue Shield isn't going to have $125 for the same procedure code. So what you want to do is, again, never ever mess with this template at all. What you're going to do, however, is always make a copy of it and then type in who this is for, either Medicare, Blue Cross Blue Shield, or maybe United Healthcare. And you can see it's already set to an allowable fee schedule, and then just simply click OK. Now my fee schedules are alphabetized here, so I'll have to scroll down to find UHC, and there it is. Of course, it's also there as well, but I'll select UHC, select the default version, and then click Detail, and go ahead and start entering in all my allowed amounts that UHC has given me. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can either spend a whole weekend typing in all the allowed amounts, or do what I do. As you get the EOBs in, just leave the screen open and type in the allowed amounts as you're entering in your payments. And then when you're done, click OK, and you can update them as you go. So to reemphasize real quick, again, never ever put anything in the allowable template here, but always make a copy of it to assign a new allowed amount for your insurance carriers, like we said, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, Medicare, so on. Also, another cool thing is once you create your allowed amount for, let's say, United Healthcare here, you can always select it, and if it's the beginning of a new year, just like your standard charge, you can always click on the Add button and add a new version for the new year. So for the new year, it's going to begin, obviously, January 1st, 2007 by double-clicking on the date, and that was really fast. And then go ahead, you'll copy all the charge fees, and then let's say that United Healthcare said that they're increasing everything by 2%. Go ahead and type it in and click OK. Now you have an updated fee schedule for the new year. So what's really cool about this, again, is that any data service in the past up until December 31st, 2006 will be tied to that fee schedule automatically, and any data service thereafter from January 1st on will have the new fee schedule increased by 2%. Very nice. Now let's talk about what's going to be happening very soon if it hasn't happened already, and you'll know when it happens because over to the left-hand side, this medical billing software is going to have a new default fee schedule, but for Medicare only. For example, when it does populate or you do see it, it'll have a pound sign, and that means it's the medical billing software's default Medicare fee schedule, followed by the 3 letters MCR for Medicare, and then the state, AZ for Arizona of course, the carrier number, and then the locality. You'll have at least one of those. You may have 2 if you're doing UB92s, and the second one will be the exact same fee schedule as the first one, except it'll have the letter F added at the end. So what this means to you is that at the beginning of each new year, you won't have to type in all the new fee schedules for Medicare. That's very nice. However, what you do want to do is you want to keep track of the past fee schedules in case if you have to rebill in the past before the new fee schedule takes effect or after it takes effect. So to get started, what you'll simply do is go ahead and select your Medicare default allowable. Go ahead and click Add. Then up here, instead of having Medicare, you're going to do a search for the # MCR. So you can go ahead and delete this, click on the ellipsis button, and then go ahead and type in #MCR. Of course, it may be already listed here, but you can do a search, and when you click search, it'll populate. Of course, I don't have it in the system, but let's pretend it's in there. So I'll click cancel, and then let me just pull up Medicare here. And I'll override it here magically with the # MCR Arizona and have the numbers. And then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and say that the new Medicare fee schedule, based upon the default that this medical billing software already has, is going to begin, of course, January 1st, 2007. So I double-clicked on it. There it is. And then simply click OK. And once I click OK, of course, there's going to be the new fee schedule based upon the default fee schedule that was already in this system here. Or like I said, if it's not in the system, it'll be coming soon.